Now, in its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, everybody. Yes, this is the Ramble, and I'm Alex Bennett, and we'll be here until midnight tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry Bubbles Brown lives in San Francisco, a town I once used to live in, and now I'm stuck in this hovel.
The town you called home.
The town I called home, yeah. I had to rush out and get some coffee here because I have to have coffee. But, you know, I don't know about you. Do you drink coffee?
No, but I think that for me it's Diet Coke. So I do.
It's the same thing. Same thing. Yeah. You're getting all the caffeine, you know. In fact, you may be getting more caffeine than you get a cup of coffee. I really?
Wow.
Yeah. But anyway, so I got to like coffee many years ago, and then all of a sudden what happened was one night I put my coffee here into the refrigerator. I figured, I'll warm it up again, you know. And then one day it was too fat. I had to get something on really fast, so I just had to take the one out of the refrigerator and drink it. And then I said, this cold coffee, I love it.
Really?
Yeah. So now I always put my coffee in the refrigerator and let it get cold because I like it that way. And, I just had
it. Seems like many people are just almost addicted to coffee, the way they line up at Starbucks at 5 in the morning.
I'm not addicted to coffee. I just like it. You know, I like it when I'm doing an interview like this, for instance, and so it kind of gives me the sense, maybe I will be able to, you know, be a little more peppy and zippy because I've got it in me.
Right, and it makes you a little sharper, maybe.
Yeah. So you've been working any place interesting lately? I saw you were at the Punchline. Weren't you doing something with a bunch of other people?
Oh, that was last month, yeah, with the dinosaurs, and that was about it. And I did a nice little theater show in a place called Tracy. But,
I remember Tracy, California.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's a ways out there. So.
Yeah. It's out in the middle of nowhere. It's not a big city. It's a small little...
No, but it's part of the... now there's so much sprawl out here now. That's where a lot of people commute from.
Yeah.
Which... I can't imagine doing like a 2-hour commute at 5
so
in the morning.
Did you say you did a one-man show?
No, I just did actually headline, which I don't like to do. So I had my name on a big old theater marquee, so that looked nice. Yeah,
but you don't like being a headliner.
Too much pressure, too much to remember. Yeah, I don't like it. So.
And you're really, I would say, you're the best opening act I've ever known, or second on the bill. You know,
that's where I'm more comfortable. Yeah.
You know, there are a couple of reasons you're not a headliner. Okay, first of which is you're low key.
Exactly, it's the energy thing. It's very important, and I don't have it.
You can't follow a screamer.
No.
You can't follow a guy who plays a banjo.
Mm-mm.
No, but you can be the second on the bill. Usually you're second on the bill.
That's where I'm very comfortable.
Yeah, you're not, a lot of times you're not the opening act. The opening act is like the newest comic, you know.
Which is one of comedy's big mistakes, too.
Well, I never made that mistake with my shows. I put the second...
You always put a strong act up first.
I always put the second strongest act I had, I put on first.
Mm-hmm.
And without question, they would always say to me, why are you putting me on first? Am I that bad? And I go, no, you're that good. You know, I don't want somebody opening a show that I do who sucks.
Don't you think, like, if someone that opens a show is a bad act, don't you think the audience is starting to think, did we make a mistake?
Exactly. You know, I mean, what you do is, and I don't think I ever booked a bad act, but you put the one who you would usually use as the opening act in any other venue, you would put in the middle.
I remember in 1986, I worked with you at Tommy T's, and you put the first act was Steve Kravitz, then me, and Kravitz was complaining why was he going on first, and you told him exactly that.
Yeah, yeah. And Warren Thomas said it to me once.
Yeah.
He said, "Why are you putting me on first? I mean, and I said, because you're the second best act I've got here." I think it was the show we were doing down in the South Bay at the Circle Star Theater. And that was with the lead was Bob Goldthwait. And we had Dana Carvey on that bill, and we had Warren Thomas, and we had Bob Rubin. That was the bill. God,
I heard that was an amazing show.
It was an amazing show. But the fact was that Warren at that show said to me, "Why are you putting me on first? Am I that bad?" I said, "No, you're that good. You're the guy that's going to set the table for the rest of the evening."
I'm disappointed. I never went to that place, but I guess it had a rotating stage.
Yeah, it was a difficult place to play because it was in the round. Yeah.
Okay.
And you got to, as a comedian, you're usually used to just standing in one place and the audience is all spread out in front of you, and in the round, of course, they're all around you. So you have to learn how to kind of be politically correct and give them all equal, whatever.
But yeah, that sounds like it might not be a good idea.
Well, it wasn't a bad idea that day because I made a lot of money off that show. Anyway, so.
What did they seat?
They sat. God, I don't know.
It was big, right?
Maybe a couple of thousand.
Wow.
I would think. The biggest show I ever did was the Frost Amphitheater in Stanford.
I remember that well.
9,000 people. And I think we sold it out in about 3 days.
And it was a very hot day.
Oh, yes. But it was a great show. And 9,000 people. I made a lot of money, and then all of a sudden I found out that my business manager had forgot to pay my taxes. So all the money went to my taxes.
Jesus.
But, it was my biggest payday in that respect. So, yeah, it was good. It was good. And who do we have on a couple of those shows? Didn't I have Ellen DeGeneres on one of them?
You did, yeah.
Yeah. All the big ones worked for me. Well, they weren't big at the time, okay? But, and she was very pleasant to work with, by the way,
Yeah, I guess she became a nightmare after she got famous.
Well, a lot of people become a nightmare after they become famous because they're insecure. I mean, you get famous, but then you're really insecure about your fame because to begin with, aren't most comics insecure to begin with? Wouldn't you say?
I would say any entertainer is.
Yeah, any entertainer is. And so now all of a sudden they see this immense popularity they have, and they feel the pressure to maintain it.
I think that's the someone told me that's one thing to get famous. The hardest part is maintaining the fame.
Yeah. Who's the nicest person you ever worked with?
Probably Dana and Robin.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, Robin was a very nice guy. I just had I had a hard-on for him because he was stealing from comics in the day. But everybody I know who knew him loved him,
Yeah.
and thought the world of him. And Dana has a wonderful reputation,
Yeah.
And I remember Dana as being completely delightful,
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, one of them is dead, so he can't give you anything for saying how nice he is.
Yeah. So,
And you work all the time with Dana. You're his opener, right?
yeah. So he's great. So.
I imagine you're just the perfect opener for these people, and especially now because you've had so many years in the business that you're a real professional. You know, you just go out there and you do your craft.
Yeah, and you do it. It's a short set, so and it's just try to give them the best stuff. Bang, 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 and.
How short a set is it?
Dana, it's usually 15 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then how long does he do?
The lowest he'll do is 75. I've seen him do. I saw him do 90 once.
Wow, that's a lot.
That was, and it was just the crowd was so amazing. I just remember when I was on, the crowd was so good. I was thinking, gosh, I hope Dana can follow me. 90 minutes later, 3 encores, the place is on fire.
I'll tell you, the longest act I ever saw, Frost Amphitheater, Jay Leno, 2 hours.
I'd read that he was the first comic in the comics of the 70s, the first comic could ever do 2 hours and get an encore, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. But I watched, it was interesting because I was there with Feldman, and we were just analyzing how he was doing his act and how he was spreading it out. And in the beginning, he came out. Here's what he did, very smart. Leno would come out, and the first 10, 15 minutes of his act was all political stuff. It was all current stuff, okay? So your feeling was that his act that you were watching was all fresh and new. And then about 15 minutes in, he'd go into the basic act. But nobody ever realized that. They thought it was like the whole show was new. And it was a brilliant way of...
Doesn't he do the basic act to this day, I think I heard?
Yeah, but that's after he does about 10, 15 minutes of what is essentially newer material, something like something that happened yesterday, whatever. And then he would roll right into the normal act. And we were also amazed at how good the act was. I mean, people don't understand this. I never could stand Leno on The Tonight Show. But I got to tell you, when he was a stand-up, he was the best in the business, wasn't he?
He was great, yeah.
Just amazing.
He kind of took his edge off when he got to the night show.
Well, you play it safe because you're playing to the entire country. You got to win over everybody. And so you kind of get, you don't want that to go away, so you don't take any chances.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way of putting it. So it's wonderful, just wonderful. Who's the best comic you ever saw?
I would say, judging, I would say Leno.
Really? Okay, yeah. So you saw him work?
I just remember seeing him on TV. He was so funny when he used to do the Letterman show in the 80s.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's what I remember him from, and I just thought he was fantastic.
Yeah. It was the best comic I ever saw. I'm trying to think of who was it. God, I can't even say. I don't know. There's just so many of them,
Well, Slayton would be up there.
Slayton is definitely up there. He's definitely up there. I don't think that I know of any better, as you say, you put it best, club comic than Bobby Slayton. He should have...
He never translated to TV as well as he was live.
Right. On the other hand, I know somebody who played perfectly on TV.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I was great in the 5-minute set.
Hey, I got to tell you, close up. You got a face made for television. Okay, no, I'm serious, because they would go in for a close up on you when you were doing a joke. And, of course, the audience wasn't really looking at you. They were looking at the monitors. And you would give a look, and the audience would laugh. I mean, there's so much expression you do with your face that most times an audience in a club or whatever doesn't even really notice. And you were using it to your advantage there. Go back and look at that. Oh, wait a minute. You don't have YouTube. Okay, well.
Maybe I was trying to channel Harold Lloyd.
I can find a bunch of your sets and so on that are on YouTube. I mean, I know you don't know they're there, but somebody was videotaping you at one point, or you know.
I find it very hard to look at myself, so that would be.
Do you find it hard to watch yourself?
Oh, can't. I never saw the last Letterman. So.
I don't really care because you know what? There's a guy by the name of Alex Bennett who does radio shows and appears on TV, okay? Then there's Bennett Schwarzman. That's me. That's the private guy. That's the guy who, you know, lies down every night and watches TV. And so Alex Bennett is this persona that I look at in a different way. So when I see myself on television, I'm looking at this other guy and trying to decide what he's doing right and wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know, on the other hand, see, you're not two people. You're Larry Bubbles Brown. You were when you were born, and you know, well, not Bubbles, but Larry Brown when you were born, and you're Larry Brown to this very day. But I do have those two personas. I think it's gotten to a point where I'm Alex Bennett all the time now. You know, I mean, my wife calls me Alex. My Ronnie, my second wife, she was smart. She didn't call me Alex. She called me Bennett.
Really?
Yeah. So that when, which is my first name, so when she would be around people and she'd say, Bennett did this and Bennett did that, if they only knew me as Alex Bennett, then she was affectionately calling me by my last name. And if she was talking to me at home, it was my name, you know. So she found a way around it, you know. And I thought that was very smart.
Yeah.
But, I mean, do you think of that person up on stage as a different persona?
No, it's pretty much me. So
That's strange, because most people wouldn't say that. You know, they'd say, oh, that's a different guy up there.
Yeah.
You know. But in your case, I mean, a lot of that is you. I mean, you know, and now nobody has a life. That kind of line is pretty much you in the first place, right?
Exactly. Yeah, life's horrible, and
have you always been that way?
I've always been that way. Yeah.
God, what a miserable way to live.
I know. I think there's something that triggered me about when I was young that we were all going to die, and I think that's. I don't know what it was, but something. So
your act is really based, if we were to go to the basis of your act, it's we're all going to die.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And what's the point of this if we're all going to die? So.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, we're all going to die eventually.
Yeah, it's very sad.
I mean, I'm going to be 86.
That's unbelievable.
And all I'm thinking of, how much longer do I have? You know? It's really strange. And every time I have some little thing go wrong with me physically or whatever, I go, is this what's going to kill me? I always ask the doctor, is this going to be the one that's going to kill me? And they look back at me and go, no. You know, when I had the prostate thing, I said to the doctor, I said, is this the thing that's going to kill me? He went, no. Yeah, don't be ridiculous. And with the leukemia thing, the CLL, doctor said, you know, you're going to die with this. You're not going to die from it. You know, so, you know, I'm still waiting for that thing. You know, I'm waiting for that big heart attack or whatever. But my heart's supposedly in great shape. So, who knows?
And your mother lived to be 100.
My mother lived to be 100, but I don't want to be like that. You know, I mean, she didn't know where she was.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
yeah, you don't want to be like that.
Yeah, you know. And when you start forgetting stuff or you start doing things wrong or whatever, you begin to wonder if, is this it? You know, am I starting to go? I mean, I don't know how bad having Alzheimer's is. Because, I mean, if you can't remember anything, then you don't know where you are, then you probably don't even know it when you're dead.
Maybe it's not bad for you.
Well, I mean, it is, I guess in its own way, it eases you out of life. But, there are people who battle cancer for years and, they have a major fight with it. And, people you and I have known, for instance, who have gotten really ill and been ill for 10 years until they finally die. And I don't know if that's the way I want to go. My father used to say, if I'm going to die, let me get run over by a Mack truck. That was his whole theory. Nice and fast, and that's it,
You don't want to be shuttling back and forth to the hospital and IVs and shit.
Or you're lying. Well, look at Will Durst. Do you know how long he's really been in a bed?
6 years.
6 years. He gets out now and then but when he's not out, he's back in the bed again.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know that I would want that. But your health's good. You're not. There's nothing wrong with your health. You're probably going to live forever.
Well, we'll see.
Well, I mean, I could live to be 100 just because I don't want to die. But I know some people that go, hey, I've had enough of life and I'm tired. I want to die. They die. So.
You don't want to die. Well, Shecky died young.
Oh God. That was unexpected.
Preventable?
If he had stopped drinking.
Well, yeah.
That's really what killed him. And I didn't know he was that bad off. I mean, I kept, like you nagged me about doing a show in San Francisco. I nagged him all the time about getting a will. And I said, not because I want to be in it, but because I think with all the money you have, to not have a will is ridiculous. All of a sudden, one day he calls me up. He says, I just made out my will, and by the way, I'm leaving you X number of dollars. I went, well, that's very nice. I said, but at my age, I'm never going to see it. But it's nice you thought of me. 2 months later, he's dead.
That soon? Wow.
So I think he knew he was dying.
Okay.
I think he knew he had something. He had to deal with this pretty fast. And kind of, So, I mean, you never know when you're going to go. I mean, I've had a lot of people go young. My friend Bruce David went young. Shecky went young. Who else? One other person went young. My friend Steve Gruberg, he was like 69, I think. These were all people that were quite a bit younger than me, and they died. So you never know. So you'll live to be a crotchety old man, I'm sure. You're going to tell people kids to get off your lawn and all of that.
Well, people get crotchety when they get older because they're usually in a lot of pain.
Well, people ask. I finally realized why people are. I've always said, why are old people so crotchety? Well, it's because there are things that hurt.
Everything hurts.
I mean, even if it's something as simple as arthritis in your hand, and when it gets cold, it hurts. So you can be just a little grouchy from that. So. But I've always been grouchy, haven't I?
You've been kind of grumpy.
Yeah, grumpy was my persona. And I let you make jokes about it, too.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was always a fan of Jack Benny. And Jack Benny was always thought of as a comedian, but he really wasn't a comedian. He was a clown. And the difference between a comedian and a clown is a comedian pulls jokes on people. A clown has the jokes pulled on him.
That's true.
Yeah. And in the case of Jack Benny, he was the butt of every joke.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what made him laughable was his persona and the fact that, they were always putting him down one way or another. Best line on any Benny show, he's in a grocery store, and a kid comes up to him and says, "Are you Jack Benny?" He says, "Yes, I am, son." He says, "Mr. Benny, I play the violin too." He says, "Do you play as well as I used to?" And the kid says, "I used to." Well, I mean, to begin with, it's a brilliantly written joke.
Great line.
But, the most brilliant one was when somebody was trying to rob him, and he says, your money or your life, and there's no reply. And finally he says, I'm thinking it over. I mean,
One of the longest laughs in the history of radio.
But all the jokes were on him. And so when I went into radio, I let you guys pull every joke you could about me, because I was the butt of the jokes. And I believed in that. I thought that was a great thing to be, was the clown. But anyway, hey, we've run out of time again. Once again, I guess we're over 400 now on this. I don't know what the last number was, but we've done
380 something.
Yeah, we've done a lot of these.
A lot.
And I thank you for putting up with it.
Yeah, thank you for putting up with me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Larry Bubbles Brown. Thanks, Larry.
Thanks.
Now, in its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
And there was Larry Bubbles Brown. Yes, he'll be with us in California on the big reunion show that we're going to do at Sketchfest in San Francisco. Yeah, so anyway, looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing Laurie. Looking forward to seeing Will Durst. It's going to be good. I see I see Buddy Love all the time. So because he and his wife come out here and stay. Coffee. Good coffee. Okay, I think I probably should start bringing these people in here. What people there are here. Okay, and let me see here. Let me just, there we go. Da-da-da, 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 there we go. Okay. Anyway, over in the corner there is Kevin. But I can't, Actually, I should probably do something here that's not like it is, like it should be. But there we go. Okay, we got him. Okay. Hello, everybody. How are you? Jeff? Kevin? He's still trying to see if he can get sound. He's putting all his stuff together now. Let's see here. Charlie, how are you doing, my pet friend?
Better every day.
Good. And of course, our old friend Josh Wheeler is there as well. And let me see here. Okay. All right. All righty. Okay. I think we got most of the people in there. Yeah, that's okay. I could probably do something here to change it. But I'm not going to. So anyway, it's a lot of fun here. So let me see here. Let me get Alan here. Come on, Alan. There we go. And let me see here. Okay, that seems to be okay. All righty. Okay. All right. I'm trying to look here. I'm trying to do something that's slightly a bit different here. I'm trying to change a few things here. So excuse me for a moment if I have a problem with it. Let me see here. There we go. There we go. I don't know. I don't know how to do this right. There we go. Okay, all righty. There we go. And over here, I bring this over here. There we go. Okay, I think we're okay now. Yeah. Okay, there we go. And does this cause any problem? Okay, I'm just trying to get these things in here. Okay, there we go. Okay. Hello, everybody. How are you?
Good.
Yeah? All right. Good.
Good day.
Okay. I just had to get things set up here. I've been having a little trouble getting things evened out and so on and so forth. But and look at Kevin. He doesn't even have any light on in. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you go.
What'd you do? You didn't pay the bill up there or what?
No, it's just everything's all fucked up.
Uh-huh.
Well, of course.
I got spaghetti everywhere.
preparation.
I've been messing with the internet all day. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I've been
Computers don't like to move.
I've been playing with things here a little bit myself. So it's But anyway, where are we? Let me just get things together here. Anybody have anything to say yet about anything?
No?
Okay.
Well, I can tell you,
That's a
We
good
have-
start.
What were we going to say, Jeff?
Got something?
we have all kinds of things going on with families and holidays and things like that, and stuff going off. We were in Massachusetts yesterday, came back this morning, and all that kind of stuff.
So you've been traveling a lot.
Yeah, and packing and putting boxes in.
What are you packing for?
Moving too?
We're going to Florida. Not for next month, but
Oh.
Oh boy.
yeah.
Okay.
And, yeah. And we don't go direct. We stop and see all of our sisters.
Oh, so in Atlanta, I think there's some people down there or something. Where is it?
We stop in Georgia.
Georgia, Atlanta, right?
Okay. And Atlanta to somebody else. And then we go to Tampa. Okay. And then we go, where's the next one, Pam?
So how long are you going to stay down in Florida?
Probably never, but
What do you mean never?
4 months.
Four
Four
months?
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God, you become snowbirds, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the way back, coming back, my sister's getting married. And we're going to be there.
How old is your sister?
77, something like that.
Wow, and she found somebody to marry her at that age? Wow, that's
Yeah.
terrific.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the way
Yeah,
to go.
same thing you did.
What, me? We got married. How old was I? Well, I was 70. Yeah, when we got married. Yeah. Yeah. Good time to get married,
I guess.
I love looking at Kevin's room right now because you can tell he just got up there. And everything is starting to come out of boxes, but not quite because there's some of the boxes,
Yeah.
Anyway, and of course, we've got Josh. How are you doing, Josh?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing fine. And how about you? Alan?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Well, that's exciting. What an exciting evening we're having here. But anyway, let me see here. I'm trying to think. There are a couple of things. I saw the weirdest movie tonight. We saw one today called Begonia.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard about this?
I've seen it advertised, yeah.
Wow. What a strange movie. I haven't figured out whether I like it or not. And then we saw another movie the other day, Battle, what is it? Oh God. I don't do too well with these names anymore. Let me see here. Where is it? The Battle of, oh no, I lost the title here. I don't have it here now. Anyway, we saw quite a few films. And this one was with Sean Penn and who else? Oh God, I'm just out of it. Forget it. I'm out of it. Leave me alone. It was who was the other actor in it? Oh yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio. and Sean Penn, and it's another weird film. One battle after another. That's the name of it. And they say this one is the shoe-in to win the Academy Award this year. But who knows, you know. And that's it. We were watching just a lot of these films, which are supposed to be contenders. So anyway, I don't know where to begin tonight. Anybody have anywhere you want to begin? Anything that you've seen? Did you see Pam Bondi today at the hearings? Oh, it was great. She got asked a very hard question, and at that point she said, "Well, I've got to leave right now because I've got a meeting because we're doing a certain thing. We got something we got to do, and we're having that meeting right now, so I got to go." And she left. Well, it turns out, according to one of the members of the committee, that whole thing had been canceled. But she was using it as an excuse to go.
Yeah.
What a wonderful, wonderful
Must have been a pretty slow day because, like I told Kevin, all the crime is so bad. Crime. But it must be really like taking a break or something because the FBI director made sure he found time to go to the Oval Office and spend a couple hours today to celebrate a bunch of guys wearing cowboy hats from the 1980 Olympic hockey team Miracle on Ice celebration. So I have no idea what the FBI director would need to be present for such a ceremony for, given that crime is just so outrageously high right now. But he found time to go and giggle like a little girl half the time. Such a little bitch, but you know, whatever.
Yeah. Well, Pam Bondi is just when are they finally going to get rid of her? I mean, you know, it's almost time, isn't it? Her expiration date is kind of past.
Permanent.
Huh?
She's a permanent asset.
Oh, is she really? Okay.
You can
For
get
Trump?
rid of, they can get rid of RFK and the director of the FBI before Pam Bondi.
Well, they're not going. RFK is going to be there for a while.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
You know, he's going to be there for a while because he's down on the list. You know, he doesn't. His job isn't that important. Okay, you know, in comparison to Pam Bondi. You know, I mean, come on. These are people who are running the law of the land here, and they can't do it right. You know, it's terrible. It's horrible. But anyway, so here we go. We're talking about Trump again, and we're talking about that, and, you know.
Well, I also saw during today while C-SPAN was on, they showed whatever the organization is that gives it away now. The Walter Cronkite Award this year went to Rachel Maddow, which was probably like the second biggest waste of time that I saw on television.
Not crazy about Rachel Maddow, huh?
Well, she's probably about as far away from Walter Cronkite as you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, they have like things like the Edward R. Murrow Award, and it's always given to somebody lately who isn't even worth it, you know. Apparently, they've forgotten who these people were and the kind of journalism they involved themselves in. And the one thing that was especially spectacular about Walter Cronkite is that he had no opinion. He did not do news with opinion. So how come they're giving the Walter Cronkite Award to somebody who's nothing but opinionated?
Yep.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
She doesn't really do any news. She does commentary.
Yes,
And
yes.
she like lectures or whatever. I mean, I don't mean like lectures. She travels around and gives lectures. I mean, her show is like a lecture. It's like a condescending hour of "I'm smarter than anyone watching me right now" or what. I mean, it's,
Oh, but don't you know
I've watched it for years?
you're supposed to love Rachel Maddow?
Well, here.
How do you feel about her,
television out there.
Charlie? How do you feel about her?
I can't stand Rachel Maddow.
I can't either. Anybody here actually?
And since she won't ever get to the point.
Yeah, and she's as was just stated, she's very opinionated, and she just forces her opinion down your throat rather than explain the news. She, forces it down your throat.
Is what it is. I mean, it's
She's articulated.
Yes.
She's bright.
Huh?
Oh, she's a Rhodes Scholar, so she should.
Oh, there you go. I didn't get one of
Well,
those.
I guess they lowered the bar for Rhodes Scholars. I guess
she's she's what's wrong with the media. She's one of the reasons that people don't like the media. And look, I'm not saying there aren't plenty of people on Fox News who are the same way. I'm not.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm just saying. We were discussing a particular person today, but I mean that it's what's wrong with it is they don't just provide you with the news and the information. And I understand that people can argue, well, they have the responsibility. Well, I get that. Some of that. They would have the responsibility to tell you some things or whatever, but that's not what happens on that show. It's they don't present you the information and then allow you to decide for yourself. They try to give you the information and tell you how you should think and how you should feel about it. I happen to think that one of the best ways to defeat Trump would be to just not commentate on him, just show him on TV saying stupid shit with no commentary needed. I think when people start adding the commentary and the making fun of and the, oh my God, can you believe he said that and all that, it makes people actually think that you are out to get him, which is what he runs around and says all the time. So you feed his own narrative, if you ask me, but that's what she does a lot of, if you ask, in my opinion.
Well,
so,
I think you're quite right.
That's what I see a lot of.
Well, it's not. That's absolutely true. The thing is that if you're going to leave the commentary about people like Trump to people, I think somebody like Jimmy Kimmel is fine. He runs an entertainment show, he runs a comedy show, and he's making fun. So, that's good. But these other people, they're just constantly going after. Trump. And the thing I hate, for instance, about watching MS Now, as it's called now, is that, and I tell Marjorie this constantly, I say, because she loves watching it, I said, they're just constantly bashing Trump. And you're right about it. That makes Trump have a case to be made that everybody's bashing me, and makes him an object of pity rather than scorn, which he should be. So.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of it. I used to listen to Morning Joe when I drove in the mornings, and I stopped like the day or the second day after that Kirk assassination when Joe Scarborough was on there talking, and they were all trying to kiss up to Trump because he was saying that it was the liberal media's fault, and they were all trying to be so careful and everything, and Joe Scarborough was just, well, I personally called the president to make sure that he was okay. And I'm like, oh, please, give me a break. I'm done with you guys. You want to be the anti-Trump, but then as soon as he, shows his fangs, you go run in the corner and hide like a bitch. Come on. I've had enough. I don't need any more.
Well, I agree with you.
You had to call and check on him. Give me a break. He's a grown fucking man. Come on here. It's just, I turned it off and I never turned it back on, so I'm still alive. I must be able to get by without it.
Yep. But what are you going to do? These people make money off of doing what they do. Okay? They're there to get ratings for their news network. And yet they're not really doing a great job of it, So I mean, I just don't. I don't get it, and I haven't gotten it for a long time. And I keep saying to Marjorie, I say, you watch this, 5 hours a day, and it's the same news over and over and over and over. The news maybe changes twice during a day, and that's about it. There's very little turnover, So what are you watching this for? Don't you understand? She says, oh, well, we can turn this off, so we turn it off. And we go and watch something else. But, I just don't, I'm not a big fan of any of those networks. And I really wish they would do news, but they don't. They're all opinion. Even if it used to be if you went on in the afternoon, they were doing news. It was an hour's worth of news. And then maybe in the evening you'd have opinion. Okay, that makes sense. Then you kind of add your entertainment shows, let's say, at night, and that would be opinion. But that's not the case anymore. These people are doing it from the time Scarborough starts till whoever it is puts the whole place to sleep at night. So. Anyway. What a world we live in, folks. What a world we live in. And it doesn't get any better either. Hello, Bree.
Hello.
Where are you? You're always walking around. You're always eating food.
Yeah, I just had some Wagyu steak skewers from Don Don Donki, which is a Japanese department kind of snack store. And then I had Yamaro German yogurt with peanut butter and dark chocolate. That was sort of my lunch today.
Okay, but where are you? Where are you?
Well, I'm in KL. I'm walking between the pavilion, which is one of the larger shopping centers too, KLCC, the Twin Towers. There I connect to an app called Press Reader, and I get all my newspapers for free.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go to the lobby of the Four Seasons, and then I can catch my train back to the suburbs from there.
Oh, okay. All right. So anyway, he's walking around. You're in where? You're in
KL.
Huh? Kuala Lumpur.
I'm in Kuala Lumpur.
Is that what they call it? KL?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a southern city near Singapore called Johor Bahru. We call that JB.
Mm-hmm.
And so they use a lot of acronyms.
Oh, okay.
KK is Kota Kinabalu. That's a beautiful. I recommend that out if you've never been there.
Mm-hmm.
Kota Kinabalu is one of the most awesomest towns in Southeast Asia. You have the mountains, and you have the islands, and the beaches right there.
Right.
And just really nice.
And he just invented a new word, awesomeness. I don't think there is a word like awesomeness. If I'm not mistaken, it would be awesome.
I think you're right.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Let me see here. What else has happened? There were a couple of things that were in the news, but I can't remember what they are now.
How about this?
Yes, Jeff.
I'm wondering, what is the best place that I should go to South America, wherever you're going? Where I'm looking, everything looks really nice.
Mm-hmm. Try Venezuela.
I was just gonna say.
Take a boat ride down to Venezuela.
Yeah.
I think from speaking from an expat perspective, Costa Rica is the place where a lot of Americans go to stay. Portugal is also a big one in Europe, but I wouldn't go down to Colombia.
No, but I want to go to Venezuela. They got all that cocaine down there. You know,
they just let us in for free. Why not?
Yeah.
We get free oil. We just drop right in.
Right.
That's right. But South America, what have I heard? Well, where did Marjorie take me? God, I forget now. My mind's gone tonight. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. But Anyway,
Messing with electronics.
What is Trump going to do with this oil tanker? That he
well,
basically
he's
piracy.
he pirated it. You know, he it's his. You know, and there's something very wrong about all of that. Jeez Almighty, you know, I mean, that's pure theft.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, if you said it had drugs, maybe I'd understand your argument. Okay,
Okay, it has drugs.
but it's oil. You know,
Yeah, but there's people on there doing that.
doing what?
Just drugs.
Well,
Drug.
believe me,
If that's the answer you want.
it's an oil vessel, that particular thing. And he just, you know, sends people down in helicopter. There's no resistance because there's nobody on there with guns and things like that. So, and now what do? They got the boat, they got the ship, and they're going to take it back to port, and we get the oil. Big deal, you know? I don't know. I don't get it. When did we be?
Make the whole world hate us.
Huh?
My can someone answer? I thought that there was an election, and that there was a female candidate who legitimately won the election. Is that wrong?
Yes,
Or did I hear it wrong?
that is true. That is absolutely true. In
Okay.
fact, she won the Nobel Prize this year.
Yeah.
And
so
yes, go
if
ahead.
we want to say to Venezuela, look, you guys had an election. It's clear that this woman won. We're going to help her because she's a duly elected individual. Would that be wrong?
Yes.
Well, why?
I'll tell you why it's wrong. I agree with you. She should be president. But that's up to the people to handle down there.
Yeah.
You know, it's people's choice to go ahead and rebel against Maduro is his name, because he didn't allow a legally elected person to be put into office. All right? But that's not something for us to decide. That's for the people of Venezuela to decide and to fight for.
Well, they did decide in an election.
And to fight for and to make sure that this guy doesn't get away with that, you know? But I don't think it's the job of the United States to tell another country what they can and cannot do.
Oh, I think it is. That's.
You're welcome to your opinion, but you're wrong.
I'm welcome to history. I'm welcome to history, Alex.
Well, how is this history? How is this history?
Okay, how far back do you want to go? Let's go to the Roman Empire.
Wait a minute. What are you doing? What are you talking about? To go back to the Roman Empire?
I'm talking about.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah,
with,
right. They were dealing drugs in the Roman Empire. Okay, fine. Yeah. What do you mean?
The country with.
All I'm saying is that it's not our job to say what happens in a particular country. All right?
Wow, Alex, you, it's like you're not a student of history. That's all we do, all the time.
I don't care if that's what we do all the time. We shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. And in a perfect world, in your world, then I agree with you. But we don't live in that world. So this is the world we live in. And if lives could be saved, civilian lives in Venezuela, by us saying, you have to step aside, I would be in favor of it.
All I'm saying is that we don't have the right to tell other countries how they are going to deal within their own country.
Okay, let me give you another example.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Somebody
Somebody here wanted to say something. Brian, Kevin?
No, I was just going to say he's the king of the United States, not the king of the world.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Mexico has accepted an agreement from Russia to place nuclear weapons 10 miles from the U.S. border. We don't have any right to say anything.
Because it is a threat to the United States. This is not a threat to the United States.
if you listen to Maduro, they are a threat to us.
Really? What did Maduro say that makes him a threat to us?
Oh, every other day. He'll
And
make a claim that
what have we done to him every other day?
well, seized an oil tanker recently.
Yeah,
But I don't know
Well,
all the things.
we've done a lot to him. You know. Okay, let me ask Josh your opinion on this. Should we be interfering in the self-determination of another country, even though they may be wrong in stealing elections? And our election sometimes gets stolen here, and we, have the right to fight it, but sometimes we don't, sometimes we do. What's your opinion about this?
Well, if the citizens of Venezuela are not willing to work alongside whoever would show up and help them, then that's a dangerous proposition. I mean, if you were to force regime change in any country, in this case Venezuela, and he says, I'm not going to leave, and you were going to go in and forcibly remove him, and the citizens of Venezuela, or a large majority of them, are not in favor of that, and my read on it is they're not. I mean, even though he might not have won an election, that doesn't mean 100% of the people are against him. If they were, they would remove him.
Mm-hmm.
So when Americans go in, they're going to shoot at us. So is it okay that American service people will die in that effort? If the Venezuelan people are not taking any steps to remove a leader that stole an election or rigged one, or whatever you want to term it as, whatever the scenario is, then I'm not sure that the Americans can successfully execute that regime change without loss. You have to have cooperation. We tried regime change in Iraq and Afghanistan, for example, for approximately 20 years, and it didn't work because the population of those two countries, from a macro view, did not assist at a good enough level to make it work, because they didn't agree with each other. They didn't get along. So that's why it's difficult. I mean, that's the thing. If you go and you want to remove this leader, or even if you just want to take out some fields of drugs, and the Venezuelans actively resist that action, there is a high probability that American citizens in service will be wounded or killed. So, Americans need to decide if they're okay with that. If they are, then they are, but that's the consideration that would have to be made. You can't just tell him that he's going to leave, and then he leaves. He's probably not going to leave.
Alan?
America has always been the policeman to the world.
Well, we've had that attitude, and we really shouldn't be.
Right. Well, I agree with you, Alex.
What I'm saying is, I don't think we have the right to tell other countries what to do or how to handle something. Yes, it's true.
Though,
what?
In certain situations, typically, we have morals, and we're using those morals to try and guide the world the right way, which is one way. But if you've got a whack job like we have in the White House, running around going crazy, you got another situation. We got almost the same situation as Venezuela. If we got all our people together and said, get the fuck out, it would be almost the same situation. But we haven't done that.
Can we trade Maduro for Trump?
I was going to say, can we move Trump?
Give them Trump and we'll take Maduro.
Well, Maduro's a better dancer.
I would, from what I've seen, I would agree.
Yeah. You know what I heard today? Who is it, Josh? Who is in charge of the White House and what people do with it? The Department of Buildings or something.
Was Park and Rec and Historical Society.
What did you say? What did you say?
The Parks and Rec and the Historical Society or something?
Something like that. They are in charge of that, and you cannot change anything at the White House, and the structure of the White House or whatever, without their approval. Okay.
Today
The problem with that is it's not written anywhere like that in stone.
Well, they came out today and they said, yes, we do.
Yeah.
And you better stop building. You better stop tearing
It's a little
everything
late
down.
for that.
I know.
Yeah.
It's not just the White House. He's got 4 other buildings on the demolition schedule. He's going forward with like a complete reshaping of DC and its government buildings.
Yeah, but the point is that he cannot do what he did. It's just not legal, okay? And they're asking him to put things back the way they were,
They're suing him.
and to stop demolition for the building of that ballroom, and that he has to first get permission, and he hasn't gotten it.
If that was the case, where were these people when he pulled up the crane?
I have no idea. I have no
and the
idea.
backhoe and that's when people stand in front of the frickin' tractors and say, "Don't knock it down." But where
That's
were
right.
these people?
Yeah.
But the problem is that they're just not doing anything about it, And they finally have said you cannot do that. You cannot move forward with your stupid ballroom until you get approval and we get to see the plans. And I think there's something about the ballroom because of its size that isn't even legal. Okay?
Well, it's bigger than the White House.
Yeah.
Square footage.
That-
110 square feet compared to I think it's 95 that the White House is.
Yeah. And then he's changing all these buildings in Washington and renaming them the Donald Trump this and the Donald Trump that.
He's pissing all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he is allowed to do this, but nobody's stopping him. But now finally the Department of, I don't know, whatever, decided to tell him, you got to stop. You cannot, you have to stop all demolition on the White House grounds. And that place looks horrible, just looks terrible, But they came out with it and they just said, you can't do this. This is not legal. You have to get permission first. Well, that didn't happen. Who did we lose? Did we lose somebody? No. No. Oh,
Yeah, my internet glitched.
it glitched.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it didn't completely crash because I came right back.
Am I right about this, Josh? I go to Josh because he knows about a lot of this stuff. But that there are certain departments that have the right that you have to go to and get permission to do what he did. But instead, he just tore down the East Wing, for crying out loud. He didn't ask anybody.
Yeah, DC has like a capital city, like a planning commission,
Yep.
that has jurisdiction over the architecture in DC, and then the Park Service has a lot, which is part of the Department of the Interior. So he would just bypass that because he would say he's in charge of the Department of Interior because it's a
Right.
cabinet
That's what I would do.
agency. They have the jurisdiction over like the permitting and I think a bunch of other things, but I do know they have like a planning commission for the architecture and all that, and it's almost like zoning laws. They've had some regulations in place for a couple decades about buildings and like the architecture they're supposed to meet and like the facades on the outside and things like that to kind of keep with the theme of the city. And I think they're the ones that kind of set the rule, that like in DC proper, no buildings can be built that are taller than the Washington Monument, for example.
Yeah, it's a local civil
remain-
code. It's a civil code. Locals.
Yeah, it's supposed to remain the tallest structure in DC proper, out of respect for Washington, So, I mean, that's the commission that, I don't know if Congress codified that or not, but, that's the commission that, takes care of that kind of stuff. But he didn't really consult anybody. He just rented a couple pieces of equipment and
Yeah,
whatever he wanted to do.
what is all that noise?
I think it's a restaurant or whatever.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I mean, to begin with, I mean, the tearing down of the East Wing, he shouldn't have been able to do that, you know.
I don't. Yeah.
And then what he did with the East Lawn, is it called? With the turning it into a coffee court or whatever he turned it into, and all those, you know.
Paved it over.
He paved it over. I mean, come on. That was a very nice part of the White House. You know, the White House has, it's just terrible.
Yeah.
It's just terrible. I mean, I suppose the next guy who becomes president can go ahead and pull all that stuff out and maybe tear down the ballroom and put back the East Wing, but how much is that going to cost you and me?
Get donations. You get the people that donate it for reverse donations, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure there'll be people that do it, but it's done now. They've destroyed it.
Yeah.
That's the point. I mean, you're supposed to catch that stuff
The
before.
White House looks like a redneck's home.
Yep.
You know, the only thing missing is maybe a car up on blocks.
Come on, Jacks, yeah. Blocks.
And the old toilet in the front yard of the plant.
That's right. But I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, come on. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I can only imagine the situation had the Obamas tore down the entire East Wing or something.
Yeah.
It just been.
And he wants to take he's redoing the Kennedy Center, and he wants to call it the Donald J. Trump Kennedy Center.
That makes well,
I mean, come on, have some taste. Well, taste. Have you seen all that gilding all over the White House? Crying out loud, that is so ugly. But it looks like a really bad whorehouse is what it looks like.
Exactly.
You know.
What was it Seth Meyers said? It looked like a retirement home with those the way it's, you know, the Oval Office. And this over here and this over there, all in that script like you see on the front of a retirement home.
Well, there's also a lot of junk in there now. You know, there's statues and things like that he's put in, and the Oval Office is just
Like everything,
yeah, horrible.
It's like, whorehouse.
So, you know, I'm just real class, folks. We got a real classy president.
He's out of his mind.
Huh?
He's out of his mind.
Well, I think he has he's getting there. If he isn't already.
Oh, he's there.
He's there.
But nobody's
The
willing to.
Republicans are not happy about the East Wing, so.
Well, the Republicans are not that happy with him anymore. I mean, look at what happened in Indiana just yesterday.
Yes, excellent.
You know, they decided that they weren't going to add those congressional districts.
Yep.
Because they just didn't think it was right. And it was the Republicans who got it done.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know. So he's losing the Republicans.
Yeah.
Again, we're a little bit late, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Well, what were you going to do? He got elected, you know?
Got elected, but you saw what was going on for so long. And to just let him do it and then go, oh, shit, he shouldn't have done that.
At that point, you couldn't. Well, at that point, you couldn't really stop it because he had just been elected and everybody was all for him, and it was, you know, whatever. Okay.
Well, yeah, but we knew, you could tell 6 months later, 8, 7, you know.
Well,
taking very long to figure it out.
Yeah, it's starting to happen now. It's starting to happen. And I think by the time the midterms come up, you're not going to hear too many Republicans are on his side. Because they don't.
January's going to come around and there's going to be a lot of Republicans that are going to be paying double their insurance.
Yep.
They're going to be pissed off. And, oh, well, guess what happened? You voted for the sumbitch.
Well, let's see here. We're going, let's see here. We got about another couple of weeks, and then those insurance rates go up.
They're saying
how many of you out there have got medical insurance?
We're looking for it right now. We're trying to get it.
Okay. But you had it, right?
I had it.
And why don't you have it now?
I've got Medicare. My wife has nothing right now. She's trying to balance the COBRA and whatever they're going to do with
because she left her job. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I was on her insurance, and I had Medicare backwards, and I had to call Medicare and say, okay, now you're my primary, and I got to find another insurance to gap that, put that gap in there.
This is just the start of the insurance fiasco of the country.
Yep.
After the 2026 midterms, people that are on not Medicare, but what's it called, Medicaid, are going to lose that.
Yep.
They're going to lose their food stamps unless, I mean, it's been signed into law, right? Unless they work 80 hours a month.
Wow.
I'm looking into Medicaid right now because I can qualify for the shit because she's not working.
Yeah.
And that's,
But don't you qualify? You qualify for Medicare, don't you?
Yeah, I did. That was because I was on disability, but that was at 62. I'm 68 now.
Yeah. So yeah.
But now that there's no income except for my Social Security, I just dropped down a couple of brackets until she gets a
But no,
job.
but you do get Medicare.
I do, yes.
Yeah.
My wife does not.
Oh, your wife doesn't. Okay.
Correct.
So, with all these people losing their health insurance, they're going to start losing smaller hospitals and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you are in an area where you're not near a major medical center,
which is exactly where I was.
And there was a hospital there, 4 weeks ago, but they can't afford to staff it anymore. You have a heart attack, you're going to have to be driven by ambulance or air or something like that 100 miles away to a major medical center. You'll be dead.
We've already had that in Texas.
When I left, because we had one little hospital where we were, and it was either 40 miles south to the biggest hospital or 50 miles north to San Jose for the other hospital.
Now, how about where you are now?
Oh, it's right down the road. I mean, they got big hospitals here.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. But I mean, what we do with ours is we pay for the supplemental.
Right.
And the supplemental, when we first started doing it, was, I don't know, somewhere around 300 a month or so per person. Okay. It's up somewhere around, I don't know, 800 or something now? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, thank God we can afford it. But I think about people who can't.
Yep.
And what are they going to do? How are they going to take care of their
exactly where I'm at. I'm trying to find supplemental, and it's expensive. My wife is bouncing between Cobra and ACA, and today we found out that Obamacare is more expensive than Cobra, at least as far as we found out so far, which is absolutely bass-ackwards.
Yeah.
Because usually Cobra is brutally expensive.
Trump wants to solve the problem and send everybody money, and that way it doesn't go to the insurance company.
Well, you're going to send you $2,000.
Yeah, that's
boy, is that going to help?
That'll
And
buy you
the
a couple
insurance
Band-Aids.
company's going to say, "Oh, you've stubbed your toe. Tough luck."
Yeah. No, I mean, what's happened is that it's so expensive now that most people can't afford it. And a healthy America is an important thing to have. We need to have people be healthy, period. And what's happening? Nothing. It's a shame. It's just
cutting out the vaccines. They're cutting out vaccines.
Yeah. Well, there's more measles now.
Yeah.
Than,
and
didn't it used to be there weren't any cases of measles?
Yeah.
And now we have them up the ass. So what the hell? So I mean, it's really terrible what's happening for people and them getting health care. Everybody should have health care. That's all there is to it. You shouldn't have to go around begging for it. You should be able to get the best possible health care there is so that you're healthy and you and your family are healthy. And when you have a healthy America, you're going to have a better America. You're going to have a stronger America. And but that's something that's lost on the Republicans. I just don't understand it.
Not for long. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene was one that jumping up and down,
Yeah.
over this because her children are going to have to pay a couple $1,000s a piece for health insurance.
Yep. So I mean, it's time that we started having a little humanity here. That's all. It has nothing to do with giving people free things and so on and so forth. You just want everybody to get the health care they need, and that's important. We're not saying, hey, we're going to make everybody be able to make cars more affordable. No, we're not saying that. We're saying health care. Right? God forbid you should be in that car and have a crash and then the health care doesn't cover you. So.
I think we have all of these people who work at the people who work for the United States, who are senators and congressmen and whatever. They don't pay anything.
Well, they don't care because what happens is they have coverage. Am I right, Josh? I think I'm right about that.
I think Congress has their own health care, yeah.
Yeah, and once you're no longer with Congress or a senator, you still get that health care 100%.
Lifetime.
That's the first thing I would do. Is I would
5 years, I think.
say we have to take whatever we take off from you, we're going to give that equivalent to the poorer people,
Yeah, well,
and let you guys wake up and burn it a little bit.
The governor of Mississippi was on the news a couple weeks ago, complaining about that they're going to end up closing 40 smaller hospitals in their state starting in January because of the Affordable Care Act and health care. They're probably the poorest state in the union, but there are a lot of states down there in the South that voted red because they thought he was going to be great. Now it's payback time.
well, you say it's payback time, and I'd like to feel that you have a little Schadenfreude there. You go, oh hey, you deserve it. You voted for him. You deserve it. But I can't. I still feel sorry for them because they're stupid. Okay. And I just feel that they need to be taken care of like anybody else.
Okay.
And I don't know what their objection is to health care. I don't think there is any objection. I think they'd be happy to get health care.
I think so too.
And it isn't right or left. Oh yeah, it's socialistic. It's too socialistic. Well, so's your police department. So's your fire department. So's about everything, a lot of other things that we have in this country. So get used to it. The reason we have those things taken care of under a socialistic kind of system is that they're needed. I don't know. I throw up my hands.
Mm-hmm.
I should just say to hell with it. I shouldn't even worry about this stuff. How old am I? How much longer have I got? Maybe I got another 15 years. I don't know.
Hopefully until the end of January.
But yeah, then you can go see the show, and that'll be it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, how long am I going to live? I don't know, but I probably shouldn't be worrying about all of this. But I do, because I care about my fellow human beings. I care about my fellow Americans. And I've never been completely proud to be an American because we've done a lot of bad stuff. But I got to tell you, I'd like to be proud to be an American. And as a proud American, I want to see my fellow Americans have health care. Period. That's it. No questions. No, no big whoop. Right? So what are we going to do? So anyway, anybody going to do anything interesting over the weekend? God, what a boring bunch of people we got here. Yeah. I'm not doing anything either. Yeah.
We only got one person that works on this panel.
One
The rest
person that
of us-
works? Yes,
Josh.
Josh. Yeah. How's the job doing, Josh?
Good. It's good. Very busy. It's good.
Very busy? Okay. And does it turn out to be a good job for you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because for a while there you were a little worried because you weren't working, and it's nice to see that it's turned out okay for you. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're not working anymore, right, Kevin?
No, in 10 years now.
10 years, no. Yeah. And of course, Jeff doesn't work anymore. And Alan, you don't work, do you?
Let's just say I don't work and get paid.
Now, how old are you now, Alan?
Old. I'll be 67 in 2
Oh,
weeks.
really? Oh, okay. All
A
right.
week after you. A week after your birthday.
Yeah.
is mine.
Well, I'm gonna be 86. Think about that one, folks. You know. You
I'm
know.
right behind you.
Hmm?
I'm right behind
Well,
you.
you're not right behind me. You're how old now?
I'm 80 now.
You're 80?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know. I guess you know. You're 6 years younger than me.
That's right.
You know. So. Whatever.
Well, I'll be 76 in February.
Yeah. Yeah. And but for medical, you have of course Medicare, right?
Yeah.
But you also had something else. You said in the state of Texas.
State pays the extra 20. Medicare pays 80 and the state pays 20.
Okay. And there's no. It is the full 20%.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I go to the doctor. When I went to the hospital for my surgery, I didn't have to pay a dime.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good deal.
Well, you know, I mean, I am, I don't, we don't pay anything. I mean, we pay that, you know, almost $1,000 a month for our supplemental, but we walk out of a hospital and we don't get charged for anything.
Yeah, they won't allow me to get supplemental because I have Kaiser's Advantage plan, and that you don't need the supplemental with that.
Yeah, well, that's
It covers Part D, and a lot of the co-payments are low. You know, $5 to see the doctor, that type of stuff, and pills are very reasonable. So
yeah, pharmaceutical. Yeah.
right, so I pay $99.
Well, we
a
also
month
have to
to
pay for pharmaceutical, and we also have to pay pay small amount for like eyesight and you know things like that.
Yeah, all
you
those
know.
are covered under the Advantage.
What's that plan name?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Kaiser Senior Advantage.
Yeah.
I'll bet they have it up there. I think Kaiser is in Oregon.
Yeah, there.
Anyway, so yeah, Kaiser. I was a Kaiser kid when I was growing up.
My
And
wife
my
was
father,
with them all her life.
huh? Yeah, my father
wife
was a
with them all
member
her
of the
life
mu-
until this last job.
I was
last
born in
years.
Kaiser in Oakland.
My father was a member of the Musicians Union, and they were one of the first unions to get Kaiser.
Yeah.
And we used to go to Kaiser. I remember it, you know. So, anyway, oh, hey, I better start
Oh, yeah.
playing the theme there. Yeah. Hey, listen, it's been a nice couple of days here, nice week. Next week we do a week of shows, and then I think we're off for the Christmas break, if I'm not mistaken. And then we will return during the first of the a year, and then of course we're off for a couple of days because we're going to be in San Francisco doing our little show and so on. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Kevin, looks like you still got boxes there.
Sure do.
Yeah, sure do. And Josh, good to see you again, as usual. Alan, you're terrific. And of course, the lovely and attractive Charlie Wallace. What would we do without him? Everybody give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave goodbye at you. There they go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our citizen panel for tonight. Amy Manuel will be next with the intersection, and she'll be taking your calls at, what you do is on Zoom, you go down to gabnet.net, and then you go down the third column. At the bottom of the page are a whole bunch of names, and one of them is hers, and you click on that, and that'll take you to her Zoom. In the meantime, I'll see you again on Monday with the pop-up show, and then again right back here next, Wednesday. Same time, same station in life, and in the meantime, if you see her, of course, tell her I love her, okay? Bye-bye, everybody.